drink in my two-step.
Okay, so we didn't do an MMA podcast last week because we did our podcast recording before the fight card.
And we're doing it again.
Yeah, and we're doing it again. So we'll talk a little bit. We'll touch on last week's card. I don't think it was
MMA,
it wasn't great.
MMA, making mothers angry.
It wasn't a great card. I mean, the main and the co-main to me were fun. But other than that, there were so many damn decisions on this card.
Yeah.
And not a lot of close ones.
But the main event
fucking
delivered. Made up for that, all that.
And Macy Barber, what the comeback.
That comeback was nasty.
Was insane. And then Curtis Blades, Justin was boring as fuck if you're a casual.
But if you like MMA and you followed that build up toward
that shit talking.
Fucking Justin Willis, man. He's
he
such a shithead. Yo, can we talk about that fucking post-fight interview?
Titty boy or big titty, whatever.
He said, "Go home, big titty. Go home.
Big titty.
Go home and work on your wrestling."
And he said, I heard, and Curtis said Justin set somebody to fight him at his hotel room before the fight.
Like, yo, you're doing the most.
Yeah, I got no respect for that
and
guy.
And then I think in another interview after the fight, Curtis said that he's trying to be what do you call that? Who is he trying to be? Like a Kobe Covington type dude.
You got to back it up.
He's not really like that. He's just doing it to get attention.
Well, you'd have to back it up. And my favorite part of that fight was the interview at the end because Justin Willis trains with DC.
Yeah.
So that shit was awkward.
Awkward as fuck.
When Curtis is talking mad shit.
Yeah.
And DC's just like, oh.
But still. Fucking super decisive victory.
Yeah,
I was happy as fuck. Not only did you see the slams he got him with?
Yeah.
His belly was all over the place.
Picked him apart.
Big titty though.
But I wish he would have done more damage and really put this guy in his place. But he just wrestled him.
I don't think there's any more of a more emasculating fucking position to be in. You're on the bottom. He's not really hurting you. He's just immobilizing you. And to me, when you can't move, when a guy is so good at his wrestling that you can't even move, that's got to feel like that's got to be like one of the worst feelings on earth.
But it wouldn't be as bad if you're getting laid on and getting smacked around.
Like
I wish would have happened.
Yeah, well, he was talking about elbowing the shit out of him, and I was fucking hoping for it.
And he didn't,
but still.
Did what he had to do. He took care of business.
Curtis, you my boy.
And then
and he was hella smart with his call-outs.
Yeah, and his coaches were really good.
Oh, yeah.
They were saying, don't fall into this game. Just
because he was talking shit to him during the fucking match at one point.
He said, I don't remember what he said. I texted you, but it was funny as shit.
Justin grabbed his glove or something.
He kept grabbing it.
He
kept you playing.
Yeah, he's like, you play too much. I see how you do it or some shit like that. And then his coach was like, hey.
Don't fall into that.
Curtis,
he didn't, so he won. That's good.
Talk about sticking to a game plan. That was fucking beautiful wrestling, man.
The biggest fight of the night, Wonder Boy,
Wonder Bread. Pettis. Oh my God, man!
That was huge.
I scared the shit out of my wife when that happened because I was over, at my battle station watching the fight, and she's in the room, or I think she was in the living room, and she was watching something. And I interrupted the shit out of her because when he jumped off of the cage,
which he's known for,
well, not jumped off it, he kind of he took the momentum
a little bit.
He used the momentum, off of the cage, and hit him with that Superman hook. I fucking shit my pants.
Yeah, you fucked him up.
I screamed like a little girl. I said, "Ow!" Holy shit!
I was lit, but Anthony Pettis is dope, but I don't think he hangs around at welterweight for long.
I mean, I don't think so. He had a good game plan.
He was getting pieced.
He was getting fucking picked apart.
His leg kicks were nice, but he was getting pieced by it.
But I think that's the way you gotta fucking fight Wonder Boy, man. He's so goddamn good.
You just kind of got to take it.
You got to take it to chip away at his legs, and it fucking worked.
It did work. I mean, that was an amazing finish. I'm sure he got...
Not only Pettis' game plan, man, his fucking power at fucking 170? Jesus.
I'm sure he got knocked out of the
How many fights did Wonder Boy have without being knocked out before that? Like, Jesus, like 80-something?
He's never been knocked
out. Never been knocked out in his entire career, and then
it's crazy.
A 55er moves up to 170 and knocks him fucking cold.
Yep, that shit was crazy. But Pettis is a warrior. He's fought everybody that is anybody.
He fought Tony Ferguson, man.
And he looked good.
I will never forget that picture there's a picture of him when he's
screaming at him
when he's in Tony's guard and he's looking up and his tongue is out and he's got Tony's blood in his face, or he's got his blood and fucking amazing, dude.
And
he's an amazing fighter.
He's fought everybody, but I don't think he sticks around at 170 because it is so stacked.
I think he can hold his own against certain people in the top 10.
Top 10, but once you get to that top 3, 4, I don't think he can.
Well, I think if RDA when's RDA, he's fighting Kevin Lee, right?
Yeah.
I think if RDA wins, then him and Pettis should have a rematch.
Makes sense.
That would be dope to see. Both of them at 170 in a different weight class, but, because, remember, RDA took Pettis' belt from him when he was on the fucking Wheaties box.
So, let's see, Pettis, he could fight Darren Till. That would be a fucking fight.
Darren Till.
That would be a fight. But he's probably taking some time off.
Yeah, man, he's got to come correct the next time, man. I feel for that dude, man. He gets
terrible game plan.
Oh, Jesus.
Terrible. That's not on him. That's a lot of his coaches.
That and fucking Jorge's fucking sneaky little tricks that he does in there, man. Hiding the hook and
he did exactly what you got to do to knock out a southpaw.
Yeah, fucking bull rushed him, hid that hook perfect, got him a couple times, set it up,
overhand left.
Saw that he wasn't guarding it because he didn't see it coming, and then he said, "Okay, I'm gonna do it one more time."
Yep, it worked. So,
but that would be a fucking shit. Did you see? I think it was a verbal agreement.
What, Ben Askren and
Jorge.
That's an agreement for July.
Fucking international fight week.
Yeah, but they wanted it on the Chicago card, but I think Jorge said no, or George. I don't know what he goes by, but he said no. He wants July, I guess.
Oh, okay.
So that'd be a fun fight.
Hell yeah, they fucking both talking shit about each other.
Mad shit.
The narrative is there. You don't gotta really do much.
And there's not really a clear-cut favorite in that fight, which is fun.
No, I love both.
Nope, it could be either.
Those are always the best fights.
Yeah, where you like both fighters.
When you like both, you go in with rooting for both sides.
Nope.
There's really nothing to lose. And
there's nobody that I could see as a favorite. I mean, the fight goes on the ground. Obviously, Askren's a favorite.
Mm-hmm.
But if it stays standing, then obviously Masvidal's
a
favorite. So I like those fights.
But I don't think a bulldog choke's gonna work on Jorge though.
No, but that was fluky. I don't know.
Are you still on the fence about that?
I mean, I think he won, but I want to see him win more definitively, and I think he would go in there looking for a bigger finish than something fluky.
Than referee stoppage.
Yeah.
Okay.
He'll probably pull something out of the ass that will. If it goes to the ground and it's there, then he could probably pull something.
Well, Jorge's got fucking good jiu-jitsu, so.
I mean, everybody's got good. But Ben Askren's a whole nother animal, bro, on the ground.
That's true.
Like, watching his tape, Jesus fuck.
Yeah, he Curtis Blades everybody, bro. He manhandles the shit out of people.
And I hear stories from, like, top-tier UFC fighters like, nah, I can't fight that guy. He'll destroy me.
Yeah.
He'll wreck me.
It's that positioning, man, that top control of his. Yeah. The ability to he just does not stop. His chain, when he starts chaining takedowns, man, he is literally unstoppable.
Yep. And his biggest mistake was trying to stand up with Robbie. That was stupid.
I think I know we're backtracking a lot here, but fuck. I think Herb could have stopped it at that first exchange when he was on the fucking ground and Robbie was hitting him with fucking hammers.
Could have, but shout out to Herb for not stopping it.
Yeah,
that's the referee's job is hard.
Yeah, and Herb is probably one of the best, right?
Yeah,
he's got to be the best, right now.
Yeah, because Big John's gone, so yeah, he's it.
And Dan is kind of questionable. Yeah. Big Tan Dan.
It's Herb and what's his name?
What is?
Exactly. We always say this every time.
Yeah. If I don't know your name and you're a referee, you're...
The dude with the tattooed neck.
I know who you're talking about. Yeah. He's hella small.
Yeah, we always call him a different name that's not really his name.
But that dude. You're doing your job right. But
solid.
Yeah. I like that fight.
Yeah.
Jorge versus Askren. I think everybody's gonna love that fight.
And then we got Askren's teammate coming back against Robbie Lawler.
Oh, the rematch?
Man.
But you got to remember, man, Tyrone knocked out Robbie. He had the fastest knockout in welterweight championship history. What was it, 47 seconds?
But, fighters mature, and I've never seen Robbie look better.
But, yeah, Can we talk about how fucking crazy Robbie looked in that cage against Askren?
I've never seen him look that good.
He looked so good. He looked so much
huge.
stronger.
He looked yoked.
He had extra veins.
Yep.
He had Super Saiyan veins.
That time
was
off
crazy.
Really helped him.
He did his rehab so good, man. He took his time.
Yep.
He spent time with his family. He was so smart about his rehab, and I'm so glad that he took his time because he could have easily been like, he is a warrior.
Yep.
And he comes from a different time where if you didn't fight, you didn't get paid. But he knows where he's at. He took his time. He did his rehab right, and he came back looking fucking amazing, man.
And Tyron's coming off probably the most
dominated,
demoralizing loss
That's the
I've
word.
ever seen.
In any fight. Not even a championship
just
fight.
any fight.
But just any fight, man.
Because Tyron's top 2 welterweight ever.
Oh, he's up there as far as welterweights.
Him and GSP.
Yeah.
And
he's in the conversation for sure.
And he got manhandled.
Yeah, then Kamaru comes in and he's like, no.
That's demoralizing.
Yeah, and his cardio is fucking insane.
Both of them. Tyron wasn't that tired.
But I'm saying like Kamaru, like in
Kamaru's
the fourth. In the fourth, because, he talked about it on another podcast about how he had Tyron hurt in the fourth.
Yeah.
And so he started fucking pouring it on. He let everything out, and Tyron still stood there. And by the end of the fourth round, he said, "Oh shit, what did I just do?"
Yeah, he could have gassed himself.
He thought he gassed himself out, but he still went out there in the fifth and fucking sealed the deal.
He did what he had to do.
His cardio is fucking crazy, man. And the fact that his knees are like his whole body is he's a zombie, bro.
He has no cartilage in his body.
Yeah.
It's just bone on bone.
And he did that to one of the greatest welterweights ever.
And who knows if they run that back? Who knows if that happens again? You know what
back
I mean?
to that. Back to Robbie, the Robbie fight.
Will change.
It's gonna be a longer fight for sure.
Yeah,
because they both gained some experience.
And if Tyron's smart, he comes back with that fire.
And they're both coming off losses.
Yep,
it's gonna be a banger.
Yeah, it should be.
This is potential like fight of the year candidate right here.
Yep, and
because I remember when Tyron first came in, he was the hungriest motherfucker on earth.
And then coming into the title fight, he was too focused on his damn album.
On his other shit,
100%.
Yeah. Well, I don't blame him for that. He can't get punched in the face forever.
Yeah, but it's like you're going into a big fight.
Mm-hmm.
And I told you this when he walked out. I was like, that he doesn't look right. Something
mentally, right?
Yeah,
like something in his eyes, right? Because physically he looked fine. He looked like the regular Tyron that we all know.
Nice cut, but just that facial expression, he didn't look right.
He looked kind of lax, right?
Like he was overlooking Kamaru, or he was too busy thinking about album sales.
Not only the album sales and all the other shit he was doing. I hate it when fighters overlook their opponents.
Yeah, he got complacent.
That's like one of the fucking rules of martial arts. You never underestimate your opponent, and I think Tyron did.
Yep.
I think he believed his own hype, and he was like, "I'm gonna do work. I'm gonna push the pace, because that's what I do in every fucking fight."
He wasn't ready
until he met this dude. Until he got a taste of his own medicine. I think that's what really staggered him right there. He's like, "Oh shit! Yep. Now the roles are reversed. I've never had this happen to me before. Not like this." But yeah, this him versus Robbie. Whew, they're both coming off losses. They're both former champions.
Hopefully, they're both fired up.
Oh, they will be 100%.
I know Robbie will. I hope Tyron comes back and is like old Tyron.
Oh yeah, just dominant. Yeah, I can't wait for that fight, man. Man, talk about fucking fight announcements, man.
Yeah,
this week has been crazy.
Then we had John Jones teasing the Stipe fight, got my hopes up.
Yeah, and then it's Maheta
fighting Thiago,
which is right.
Yeah, that makes sense for the division.
For the division, because Thiago earned it.
He's fight him.
Yep.
Prove yourself.
He proved himself. How many times did he fight in a year? Like fucking crazy amount.
You earn
for being a big guy.
Yep.
Like that's crazy enough. Yeah, he got it.
Then if John Jones wins, I say he moves up until Johnny Walker's ready. I don't know what else is left at light heavyweight.
Yeah.
He's beat everybody.
He
hasn't he? Except for Thiago.
Yeah, because he just beat Anthony Smith.
He's
literally
DC.
beat every number one contender that.
He's beat DC. He's beat Gustafsson.
Yeah.
He's beat Anthony Smith. Dominic Reyes doesn't deserve a title shot.
Not yet.
Then after that, you got Jan
Blachowicz,
who's fallen in the rankings. You got Volkan Oezdemir, who got fucked in the last fight.
Because Dominic Reyes is a fucking poster child. for the UFC.
And
they're fucking hand feeding this kid.
Keep moving that down there. Lower than that, nobody but Johnny, when he improves, can touch John Jones.
But see, that's the question right there.
Johnny.
We need to see him tested.
I mean, the Misha fight.
Yeah.
Fuck.
But I mean, like, past
somebody.
Fucking 54 seconds.
Well, that's on the other fighters, too.
That's true.
You
Maybe he's
tested?
just that fucking intimidating in there. His length is retarded.
And I've never seen a fighter more calm going into fights. Ever.
He's so loose.
I've never seen any fighter ever just
Yo, if he gets
relax.
his English right,
oh, he's getting better.
He's gonna be he's next up for sure for the light heavyweight division.
He could be the next Connor, man. He's gonna be a card.
This dude dislocated his fucking shoulder doing the worm.
I'll tell you what, right now, any card Johnny's on, I'm paying $60. I don't care how ass the rest of the card.
I don't care where he is on the card. If he's prelim, co-main, it does not matter.
He's a main carder now for sure.
Oh hell yeah,
for sure.
He's a finisher, man. Every fucking fight in the first round,
he cemented himself.
Oh yeah, but see, with all that comes a lot of pressure too. And he is a young guy.
Yeah, but he handles the pressure so well. That's what I'm saying.
It's because he's so relaxed about shit. I mean, he comes from one of the hardest countries to live in.
He fought for free for 2 years.
This is nothing for him.
This is fun.
And he's making hella money.
Bonus money.
But yeah, the future looks good if Johnny Walker stays winning.
Yeah, because, I mean, the penultimate goal is him versus John Jones.
Oh, yes. That's
the goal.
That's what everybody... I say everybody, but that's what real, like, hardcore MMA fans want.
Yeah, they want him to keep
They want to see that. Hell yeah. But like I said, I want to see this kid tested. At least. Just a little bit.
So, if John Jones never overlooks an opponent, ever.
Never.
He's never overlooked anybody. He could have easily overlooked Anthony Smith, but he took this fight serious.
Even the second DC fight.
Yeah, he could have been like, that's easy.
He said, "Oh, I already fucking knocked this pinball out."
Nope. He respects his opponents.
He does, despite all the all that shit. You cannot question John's how you say his concentration on things.
He focuses on the
his
task.
Focus. That's the word. His focus on his opponents, his training, everything. Man, He's gonna go down as one of the greatest, if not the greatest. Mixed martial, like the way he executes his game plans, his striking, everything, his length, his height, his power. If you take away all these allegations and all this bullshit that he's been through, and just looked at his mat time, and just watched his fights alone, you would be like, this is the greatest guy that's ever put on fucking UFC gloves.
Yeah.
But, we have this asterisk because of this other bullshit.
Picograms.
Oh, God, I don't even want to talk about that shit anymore.
But this fight should be interesting because, Thiago's a monster. But
yeah, back to Thiago. Jesus.
But his reach is 76 inches.
Woo, and John's is 84
and a half.
So that's what, 8 inches?
8-inch reach advantage. Fuck. That's nothing to take lightly.
Okay, let me put my fucking hand out. If I had 8 more inches on here, I'm hitting your mic.
You're hitting me across the fucking table.
And that's just a straight arm.
So, I mean, Thiago could charge in all he wants, but John could just push, kick.
How tall is Thiago?
6'2".
6'2", and John is
6'4".
Remember, Johnny Walker's 6'6".
Yeah, that's why it'll be interesting.
But yeah,
Thiago, I mean, I give him a chance because he's Thiago. Yeah,
I think he's one of the most exciting fighters in MMA today.
Yep.
He is balls to the wall sometimes. When he wants to be that berserker,
he can be.
Just watch out, man. But I don't think he's gonna be smart. If his last fight showed me anything, is that he can execute a game plan. He can stay level-headed and just pick his shots.
Yep.
Not take any kind of big major risks like he used to before. Like, just, have you ever seen that GIF or GIF of him fucking just throwing straight arm punches while he's fucking moving forward? He looks like a fucking one of the robots from Rock and Sock Robots.
Yep.
Like, just charging forward, just like a fucking steam engine.
But then you got John Jones,
one of the greatest technicians ever.
It's hard to explain. I mean, he pieced up DC, and DC's I mean, I hate him, but he's a god. I don't hate him, but I'm annoyed of him.
I think we all are at this point.
But he's a god. I mean, he's a heavyweight. He's never lost at heavyweight. And his only fights he's lost at ever were against John Jones.
To John Jones, to one guy.
And he pieced up DC.
Mm-hmm.
Like, rocked his world.
Well, the fucking second fight was fucking masterful.
Yep. And so
he said, leg kick. And then I'm just going to go high one time. And that one high kick. I mean, it's fucking John Jones, his coaching, the attention that they give this kid is perfect, man, because he talks about them all the time, and I think that's a big factor too.
Yep.
Is his coaching
he's probably the best coaches maybe in the history of MMA.
I mean, if you look at the stable of fighters that they've had, go through that gym.
Just Greg Jackson, period.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Just take Winklejohn out of it. Just Greg Jackson by himself.
It's literally. I mean, he trained Cowboy, one of the probably the most respected UFC fighter ever.
Yeah,
everybody knows Cowboy Cerrone.
There's nobody I don't think anybody's dumb enough to talk shit about him after Alex Hernandez.
No, even my girlfriend knows Cowboy Cerrone.
Yeah, dude, my wife knows Cowboy.
That's her favorite fighter because he's so fun.
Yeah, dude,
and humble.
And he's got the dopest nickname ever.
Yeah, so that'll be interesting. I don't think Thiago wins, but I think he gives John a bigger test than Anthony Smith did.
I don't know because Anthony Smith's cardio is better than Thiago's.
And Anthony Smith's heart, I think, might have been better.
Heart. Oh, yeah.
I mean, he took a whooping and just stood in front of this man.
Yeah. John admitted he tried.
And John's only going to get better after that fight.
Oh, yeah.
Anthony Smith made John Jones better. That's scary.
That's scary. He's like fucking Shang Tsung, bro. He's the Shang Tsung of MMA.
Learns what he does wrong, and then
he beats you and takes a little piece of. He takes your soul after the fucking fight.
Yep.
Like he absorbs your biggest strength, and he takes that with him.
He eats you. That's
He's
scary.
a soul sucker.
And then the last fight announcement we can talk about. We got Marlon Moraes and Henry Cejudo.
Okay, see, TJ fucking said he gave up the belt to free up the division,
but I think
for the division.
But I think you're kind of admitting your guilt if you're giving up the belt.
Aside from that, we can talk about that. But I'm talking as far as just like
free up the other fighters.
Free up the other. Can we talk about Aljo?
Yeah, he got screwed.
He got fucked.
But it makes sense because they are killing flyweight. Henry's got to go somewhere.
Yeah, fight fucking Joe Benavidez or fucking Juicy.
Yeah,
because he's the number one contender. And he just won.
He won, but it doesn't matter. I mean, you won the championship.
It's fucking crazy with this division, man.
They got to cut it already. They should have cut it
long time ago.
They shouldn't have.
They should have cut it when they had this ESPN deal, like at the beginning of this year. They should have made it clear like 6 months ago.
They don't care about that division.
Instead of Dana going on the mic and saying, "Oh, I don't know. We'll see. I have plans. We'll see."
And I mean, it makes sense to cut it. Those fights don't sell.
But
the greatest UFC fighter ever was in that division,
and he is so overlooked,
and
man.
it didn't sell because people don't want to watch the little guys. That's just
I don't understand why not, man. They are fucking fast.
People want to see.
Talking about action.
People want to see.
If you guys like two fucking 260 pounders.
Yeah, heavyweight is the most boring division.
Barely fucking hitting each other in the third round. Watch a flyweight fight. See how tired you get, man. Those guys, and the fact that they're talking about getting rid of a whole division, like we say, oh, their fights are boring, but these are actual people.
It's not that they're boring. It's just they don't sell. And UFC's in the money-making business.
Because there isn't like flash knockouts every fucking fight. Exactly. But still, these are actual people.
Yeah, this is their livelihood.
With bills to pay, with families, with coaches to pay, with camps to pay for.
Yep.
And a lot of them are going to be shit out of luck.
Which sucks. I mean, I understand cutting it, but I wish you would have done it decisively so they knew what to do.
Exactly. Dana doesn't help this situation.
Their life's in limbo.
Exactly.
And it would have been easier to just cut
you should have told them like 6 months ago, hey, all of you are bantamweights now. Or all of you are
bantamweights or you're leaving.
Or you're out. If you can't make
135.
135.
We'll pay you and you go to Bellator.
Something.
Thank God for Bellator. Go to one. Demetrius went to one.
I'm saying, like, I wish they would have done something about that a long time ago.
Dana's never been good at the PR stuff. He's never been good at this.
Well, from what I've heard, which is not a lot, just in the rumor mill, like a lot of people, a lot of UFC fighters, They act like they like Dana, but they hate that fucking guy.
He's fucking them. This ESPN deal that they signed is horrid.
As far as the pay-per-views? Yeah, dude, what the fuck is that about?
You just isolated 50% of your fan base. Because guess what? The diehards will pay for it. We pay for ESPN Plus.
Yeah, but just the regular guy who puts it on every fight.
Invites his friends over.
It's just something to do. What is he? And
he's not going to go out and buy a Fire Stick or Google Chromecast.
Or get the
and then pay $5 a month. And then $60 for your fucking...
For your pay-per-view? Come on, man.
That's a lot of work to watch your pay-per-views.
This is basically Fight Pass all over again.
Yeah, and you're taking a lot of food out of your fighters' families' mouths.
Jesus Christ. What's going to happen to pay-per-view points? I wonder how they're going to scale that out.
I don't know. If they didn't see anything from this ESPN deal, it's horrible. I would leave to Bellator.
Fucking at first, man. Just the regular deal alone with ESPN Plus. Fucking amazing.
Yeah, great. Smart.
But this pay-per-view shit
doesn't make sense.
It doesn't.
It really doesn't make sense
I would feel like shit if I was on the next pay-per-view.
You know what, though? You know what UFC did? They rode this wave. Subscriber numbers are way up. Everything's up. Holy shit. Let's sign an extension before all these people say, oh, fuck this. I'm not paying for this.
Yeah.
And then ESPN's like, oh, fuck you. We're not re-upping this. You guys, you brought us nothing.
Yeah.
So a smart move by UFC, but it's going to bite their ass.
It's a business tactic. In the long run. Yep.
They kind of were like, oh, this is a sinking ship.
Oh, yep. And then
that's exactly what they did.
The fighters are going to start voicing their opinion. And it's going to start getting more and more public how bad this fucking deal is. And we'll see how this pans out at the end of the year.
Yep.
But I hope that the fighters still get compensated fairly.
Yeah.
Because this is a fucking brutal sport.
It is. And it's probably one of the most entertaining sports. But I can understand people not wanting to watch it.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you now, if it wasn't my favorite sport, I wouldn't have ESPN Plus.
Hell no.
And I wouldn't go out of my way, which we have to do if we want to watch pay-per-views here, because my parents don't have a smart TV.
Yeah.
I gotta buy the Fire Stick so we can watch it here.
Or Apple TV or something.
That's crazy. You make me have to buy another piece of hardware to pay for your $60 service.
That's crazy, man.
You cut out a lot of your fan base, but whatever.
Yeah, you literally blocked a lot of casuals with this deal.
If you want your pay-per-views to sell, don't do one every month.
Yeah,
like I said,
we said this before
months ago.
On one of our first podcasts ever about MMA, we said we got to get rid of this shit.
One every 3 months makes sense.
That sounds perfect to me.
You don't rely on anybody.
Nope.
You don't have anybody pulling out last minute because that's a lot of time to get ready for that card.
Exactly. And yeah, it's fuck, man. It just makes more sense.
And those cards, every card will be stacked.
But again, this is a fucking business, and they need money.
Monthly money, and they have all these extra cards now. It would make more sense to not have a pay-per-view every month.
Yeah, yo, back to the fucking Israel Anderson Silva card.
It's literally an interim card.
That could have been a fucking Fight Blast, fucking UFC, ESPN Plus card right there.
Because other than those two fights, it is a super underwhelming card.
Which one?
The UFC 236.
Oh, the interim card.
Yeah. The co-main and the main, yeah. Other than that, it's underwhelming on paper.
But still, I don't think they need a stacked.
No, Max is going to sell.
Prelim and
it's just how it is.
A good undercard, because Max, Israel,
Max will sell.
And Dustin's a draw.
Yeah, but I'm interested to see how this card does because it's the first one on ESPN Plus.
And it's in Atlanta.
Yeah,
hot Atlanta.
I just wonder if it's going to break very many sales. I don't know.
I don't know, man. They've known that the pay-per-view model hasn't been working for them for fucking years now.
That's why they did this. Got their ESPN money because the ship was sinking.
They've known this model hasn't worked. I don't think pay-per-view just doesn't make sense to us anymore in this modern age of streaming and the internet now. Maybe it did 10 years ago.
Yeah.
When we didn't have 4G.
But not anymore.
Fucking Wi-Fi. Not anymore, man. You got to get rid of this model. That's what I say. 1 every 3 months. Fucking 4 a year.
Makes more sense, but whatever. But we got UFC Philly coming up on Saturday, 4 o'clock start time. Thank you, Jesus.
Oh, yes.
There's nothing better. And I feel for people on the East Coast with those 7 o'clock start times.
Oh, my God. Can you imagine?
I wouldn't be able to watch any cards. I'd have to watch them the day after.
Still, UFC don't give a fuck.
So.
I can't wait to see fucking Gaethje and Edson.
Yeah, that's
man.
the only fight I personally
Holy shit.
and
man.
Karate Hottie. That'll be fun.
Oh yeah.
First
Don't
couple
forget
of
about her.
favorites. But the only fight I'm really looking forward to is Edson and Justin.
I want to see whose legs give my fucking all my ACL, my MCL is fucking hurting just talking about this fight.
Thinking about it, and I mean,
But this is my hot take. What if Justin comes in, shocks the world, and fucking uses his Arizona State wrestling?
yeah. Well, I don't think that'd be smart.
It's a smart thing to do, right? But
Yeah.
that's not him.
But he said in an interview, he said, I'd be lying if I haven't thought about that game plan. But even then, if it comes to leg kicks, Edson's going to win. But stand-up wise, Justin's got really good stand-up. I think he has
It's hard to
advantage.
fucking put that guy away.
I think he has the advantage, like fisticuffs,
Like straight
like
hands.
punches. If they just go hands,
Oh yeah, because
he's
I
got
mean
the
Edson's
advantage.
boxing is fucking tight. It's nice. It's crisp.
Yeah.
But it's very average as far
Yeah.
as MMA goes. But where he separates himself from every other fighter
His kicks.
is his kicks, exactly. Like his leg kicks. Anytime he throws a kick, I will say this to the day I fucking die. One of the most beautiful kicks that I've ever seen thrown ever is Edson Barbosa's switch body kick.
Yep.
My fucking God, man. Even Marlon Moraes, now that I think about it, because he knocked out Aljo and fucking Jimmy Rivera with that switch kick. But back to Edson, like he has one of the his striking, his kicks are fucking amazing to watch, man. And I
Yep.
can't wait for this fucking fight. They're gonna scrap. This is gonna be a fucking barn burner. I'm calling it right now. This is gonna be if Justin stands with Edson, decides to just fucking bite down on his mouthpiece, or if both of them decide to do that, because Edson in an interview said he has a game plan, but if Justin doesn't stick to his, he's not gonna stick to his.
It could turn into a brawl.
It's gonna turn into a fucking brawl. I can't wait for this, man.
And Justin's got a bonus in his every fight he's had in the UFC
For a fucking reason.
for 4 fights. So I hope
This dude is a warrior, man.
personally, I hope he wins and he blasts up the rankings because I want to see him fight
I want
for a
to.
title.
I want to see him fight for the title. Hell yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I want to see him fight. Like I love Edson, but I want to
Mhm.
see Justin succeed because he was a champion prior.
Hell yeah, and I think he deserves it, man. He's one of the most entertaining fighters.
He's
Like him and Thiago,
yeah.
him and Maheta, Jesus.
Saying so, I do hope he wins just for the simple fact that he deserves.
But see,
it.
this is the fight that I love right here because I
Yeah.
love both of them.
Yep.
And win or lose, I'll still be rooting for both of them.
Yeah.
But I'm just excited at the potential of like the fucking fireworks that are going to be going off in that octagon, man. It's
Yeah.
going to be fucking crazy.
And the only reason I'm not rooting for Edson is because I've seen him fight Khabib and it was not pretty.
Yeah, not even before Khabib, or after Khabib, Kevin Lee.
Yeah. So
And
I
he had
don't.
Kevin Lee hurt, and he still fucking won. So, I mean,
I'd rather see Justin move his way up, and
Mhm.
I want to see a different opponent for.
Yeah, let's fucking
For-
switch up the division even more. You know what I mean?
So I
Like,
hope he wins and changes it up, but I'm still
Yo,
excited for that fight.
if Justin ever becomes champion, man, I will buy every piece of fight gear that dude.
Hell yeah.
I mean, I'll buy a Gaethje shirt right now.
Yeah.
But man,
Fuck
that
Justin.
he is fucking amazing, man. He's like he's a fighter's fighter. Like
Yeah.
he goes out there and just fucking throws.
Yep. And I understand his frustration. He needs more money for the beating he takes.
Yeah, 50 G's is not enough.
Pay that dude, man.
Yeah, you get bonus, but fuck, man, 50 G's to get your fucking head kicked in.
And he takes a beating, dude. He doesn't
Yeah,
even try to defend
doesn't.
it.
I love him, man. I think
hope,
all MMA fans love Justin Gaethje.
and I hope he wins. But
Hell yeah, same.
other than that, I don't have anything else. Do you have anything else for
Fucking
MMA world?
Connor's sexual allegations.
Yeah, but that's an allegation. I don't want to talk about it until there's hard evidence.
Okay.
Kind of like innocent until proven guilty. You know.
Well, I brought up a point with my wife. We talked about this when this news broke. I'm like, well, this is what happens when everybody around you sucks your dick for like 5 fucking years.
Yeah. Or
You
if
think you can get away with shit?
or if you get money. I mean,
Yeah, money too.
there's a lot of fake stories out there. You know what I
That's
mean?
yeah. I could see that too. But well, yeah, like you said, we'll see.
See how it plays out.
I still think he acts kind of crazy sometimes.
Yeah, he does. The money got to his head.
Oh, for sure.
Worst thing that happened to him was that Mayweather fight.
Oh my god.
But
I forgot that fucking thing happened.
I hope he stays retired and just enjoys his life now.
Yeah, man, he's got a son now.
He's given everything he had to.
Yep. He has nothing to prove, man.
And
Honestly, win or lose, I'll still be watching.
Yeah. And if he did do this, then that's fucking horrible. It tarnishes his whole reputation. But we don't know.
Yeah.
It's
And
just an investigation.
aside from those allegations, what do you think about his tweet about retirement?
I don't know.
Do you think he's posturing for more money?
That's what I thought
for a fight.
What I thought at first, but now that I think about it more, this dude's bringing in money. He doesn't need to fight. Why keep fighting?
That's true. Like Dana said, remember?
Yeah.
Like Dana told Brett Okamoto, he's like, his business
it's
is
booming.
He's doing well,
He doesn't need to fight. So
and he's internationally known, man. Like
yeah,
people
he can do anything.
He can do anything, man.
He could have a podcast like. Fuck.
But I would love to see him fight again.
I just want him to fight Nate and then retire.
One more time, yeah, right?
That's it.
The rubber match needs to happen, man.
Money fight. You get a little bit more money and then retire.
I get to see two of my favorite
My all-time
fighters.
favorites.
Oh,
yeah.
Jesus Christ, Nate Diaz is amazing, man.
I love both of them.
The build up to that fight is gonna be fucking crazy.
If it happens.
If it happens.
If not, I understand because he's balling and he doesn't need to
But
fight.
remember, Connor did this last time. It worked.
Yeah, but he wasn't in the same position he was last time.
Coming off a loss. He's coming off a loss now.
He's coming off a loss. His business is booming. His son is born. He's
got different motives.
He's getting up. He's what? Is he 30 now?
He's up there. He's up there in age.
That's about the age Brendan Schaub retired. And remember Schaub's last fight? He got pieced.
Oh, yeah. Dude, Schaub's been knocked out.
And then Joe Rogan had to give him the hard truth.
Yes,
like,
man. Him and Callan.
He said, you didn't want to be in there. That's
Yeah.
what Joe Rogan said. He said, you don't care anymore.
Yeah.
And
that's crazy.
I think that's Connor. He doesn't care about fighting anymore. I
noticed think he still does.
After watching that Embedded, I don't think he cares.
Oh, pulling up in the Lambo with
He wasn't
a Gucci tank top on.
Not training hard. He just didn't care.
Yeah, hitting the mitts. He looked kind of. It looked like he was holding.
He was just there for the money.
I think he was just there to show, just for the embedded camera.
Yeah, he was just there for the money. That's it.
He pulls up in a Lambo, fucking tank top, and I'm just like, okay, let's see how hard this guy goes. And he doesn't go hard at all.
He wasn't a fighter ready for war. He didn't have that fire lit under him anymore. He's made it. He's been double champ.
Yeah, well, fuck. When you reach the fucking pinnacle, when you do something that nobody has ever fucking done in
the history of the sport.
In the history of the sport, what else do you have to prove?
Yeah. You got all the money. Fuck it.
You got the fame. You got the money. You got the notoriety. I wouldn't have to do shit. I would do exactly what he's doing.
Yeah, I'd move on. I wouldn't train hard anymore. I mean, I'd work out, but I wouldn't commit 4 months of my life to training camp.
Yeah, the motivation... Maybe just a little bit of lack of motivation in the fight department.
Yeah, for him, he doesn't. I mean, I don't blame him. I wouldn't care anymore either. You did everything.
Yeah,
it's kind of like when you get rich and you start doing drugs.
I hope he doesn't retire though.
I hope
just for me personally.
One more fight.
Just one more, man. I just want to see Nate back too as well.
Yeah, but I do understand if he does. So
yeah.
Other than that, I don't have anything else.
MMA, making mothers angry.
We'll be back with another one next week after this card. Leading up to, I think we finally get a break from cards next weekend.
Do we?
Finally.
Holy shit. I'm telling you, man, we've been spoiled.
We've been spoiled, but it's also been cumbersome because I got shit to do on Saturdays. And it takes up 4 hours of my day.
And then we got this podcast. But yeah.
Every week, stop.
Yeah, please.
Every other week.
Every other week, cool.
Yeah.
Like if every other payday was a fight card, I'll be happy as fuck.
But
I'm still happy.
I still like watching.
But I'm always gonna be a hungry dog when it comes to fights.
I'll watch it if it's on. That's it.
But please, man, I need this break.
Give me a week off.
I need something. I need to do something else, man. I need to watch something else.
All right, we'll be back next week with another MMA podcast.
Love you.
Later.